In the annals of human history, there exists a chilling phenomenon that has perplexed scholars, psychologists, and sociologists alike. It is the transformation of ordinary individuals, once considered pillars of their communities, into perpetrators of unspeakable acts. This metamorphosis, from benevolent citizen to malevolent actor, has been observed across cultures, societies, and time periods. The question that haunts us is not merely academic but profoundly existential. How do good people become monsters? To unravel this complex tapestry of human behavior, one must delve deep into the recesses of the human psyche, examining the intricate interplay between individual psychology and societal pressures. The journey from moral uprightness to moral depravity is rarely a sudden plunge, but rather a gradual descent, often imperceptible to the individual undergoing the change. At the heart of this transformation lies a concept known as moral disengagement. Coined by psychologist Albert Bandura, moral disengagement refers to the cognitive process by which individuals convince themselves that ethical standards do not apply to them in certain contexts. This psychological mechanism allows people to commit harmful acts without experiencing the distress that would typically accompany such behavior. One of the primary ways in which moral disengagement manifests is through the dehumanization of others. By stripping away the humanity of their victims, perpetrators can more easily justify their actions. Historical examples abound, from the Nazi regime's portrayal of Jews as vermin to the Rwandan genocide's depiction of Tutsis as cockroaches. These dehumanizing labels serve to create psychological distance, making it easier for individuals to inflict harm without feeling the weight of their moral transgressions. Another crucial factor in the transformation of good people into monsters is the power of authority and obedience. The infamous Milgram experiments of the 1960s demonstrated the alarming extent to which ordinary individuals would follow orders, even when those orders conflicted with their moral principles. Participants in the study were willing to administer what they believed to be potentially lethal electric shocks to others, simply because an authority figure instructed them to do so. This blind obedience to authority highlights the fragility of individual moral convictions when faced with perceived legitimate power. The role of group dynamics in this transformation cannot be overstated. Human beings are inherently social creatures, with a deep-seated need for belonging and acceptance. When placed in a group setting, individuals often experience a diffusion of responsibility, leading to a phenomenon known as de-individuation. In this state, people may lose their sense of individual identity and become more susceptible to engaging in behaviors they would normally consider unacceptable. The Stanford prison experiment, conducted by Philip Zimbardo, vividly illustrated how quickly ordinary students could adopt cruel and sadistic behaviors when placed in a simulated prison environment. Furthermore, the power of incremental change in shaping behavior cannot be ignored. The concept of the slippery slope is not merely a rhetorical device, but a psychological reality. Small, seemingly inconsequential compromises in moral standards can pave the way for more significant transgressions. This gradual erosion of ethical boundaries often occurs so slowly that individuals may not realize how far they have strayed from their original moral foundations until it is too late. The role of ideology in transforming good people into monsters is particularly insidious. Powerful belief systems, whether political, religious, or cultural, can provide a framework that justifies harmful actions in the name of a greater good. When individuals become deeply entrenched in an ideology, they may view their actions not as morally reprehensible, but as necessary sacrifices for a noble cause. This ideological fervor can lead to a dangerous form of moral absolutism, where the ends are seen to justify any means. Environmental factors also play a crucial role in this transformation. Situations of extreme stress, scarcity, or conflict can push individuals to act in ways they never thought possible. The breakdown of social order, as seen in times of war or societal collapse, can create a context in which previously unthinkable acts become normalized. In such environments, the struggle for survival may override long-held moral principles, leading individuals to commit acts they would have once considered abhorrent. It is important to note that the transformation from good to evil is not an inevitable process. Throughout history, there have been numerous examples of individuals who have resisted the pull towards moral corruption, even in the face of overwhelming pressure. These moral exemplars serve as beacons of hope, demonstrating the power of individual conscience and the capacity for human beings to maintain their ethical integrity in the most challenging of circumstances. Understanding the mechanisms by which good people become monsters is not merely an academic exercise. It holds profound implications for society at large. By recognizing the psychological and social factors that contribute to moral disengagement, we can develop strategies to prevent such transformations. Education, critical thinking, and the cultivation of empathy can serve as bulwarks against the forces that seek to erode our moral foundations. Moreover, this understanding calls for a re-evaluation of our justice systems and societal structures. If we accept that the line between good and evil is more permeable than we might like to believe, it challenges us to create systems that not only punish wrongdoing, but also address the root causes that lead individuals down the path of moral corruption. In conclusion, the transformation of good people into monsters is a complex and multifaceted process, influenced by a myriad of psychological, social, and environmental factors, from moral disengagement and dehumanization to the power of authority and group dynamics. The forces that can lead individuals to commit heinous acts are both powerful and pervasive. Yet, in understanding these mechanisms, we gain the tools to resist them. By fostering a society that values critical thinking, empathy, and moral courage, we can hope to create a world where the transformation from good to evil becomes increasingly rare. The challenge before us is not only to recognize the potential for darkness within ourselves, but to actively cultivate the light of our better natures.